say this. You know what else was shocking today when I saw this come across the timeline on Twitter? Joe Mixon took a $4 million pay cut?
Yep.
Hey, look. Joe Mixon said this. This is what Joe Mixon said. He looked around the offseason. He looked around the free agent market. He said, look, I see Dalvin. I see Zeke. Mm-hmm. Hey, Cincinnati, I just want a jersey.
Yep.
I just want to play. I just want a jersey. Hey, pick me, guys. Pick me back up. Pick me back up. It's a doggone shame. Austin Eckler, we talked about this just a little bit ago. Obviously, they said, hey, go out there and see what's out there, Austin. Go out to the NFL, all the 29 teams, see what's up. What can you get? All right, test the free agent market. Austin Eckler did that. He came back, and this is what he had to say about his experience out now that he's now going to be back with the Chargers this season.
If I'm looking at some of the backup receivers out here that are still making more than me, and that's going to piss me off, right? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So you're telling me these people are the number 3 receiver is going to make more than me, and I'm the starter. I get more carries. I touch the ball more. I have more of an impact. It causes us to question, right? We're going to fight for that. We're going to fight for, hey, I'm bringing more value to the team than this person. I think I should be compensated for that. It seems like it's about money, but it's about principle, right? It's about the principle of adding value to a team. It's going to take something, right? Whether some guy stands out again, whether it's this year or one of these guys holds out and gets a big contract, but we need that needle to move to push us over the edge. Because here's the deal. Mm-hmm. The salary cap goes up every single year, right? And so you see new highs in every single position. And I'm not saying we've had another Christian McCaffrey type guy who's going to even, blow up the market and the running back and put a new high. We've had people that have been close for sure. Maybe you could justify that there has been, but there's no one even been close to those contracts. Not even close.
That's Austin Eckler on the Rich Eisen show, and he has the only point to me that matters in this entire discussion. And if I was sitting as the head of the NFLPA or one of the representatives who was negotiating in a collective bargaining agreement, we have got to change the rules here in the way that we are financing players, the way that we are getting determining how much each player is supposed to make, because Austin Eckler is exactly right. He carries the ball. He catches the ball. He blocks. He's a 3-down back. And across the league, we've seen guys like this. Austin Eckler is the guy you're supposed to be paying. He's your number one guy should be paid as if he's a number one guy. Austin Eckler in today's running NFL, in the way that they run the ball in today's NFL, the way they move the ball on offense, he's a number one type of running back. A la Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, guys that you can have them run and catch passes out of the backfield.
Josh Jacobs.
Boom, swing passes, screen passes. You put him in the slot, he's not lost. He can go and get open on an option route on a linebacker because that's the type of player that he is. Instead of somehow seeing the value that a guy like Christian McCaffrey had for the San Francisco 49ers in the second half of the season as they're starting the second and then third string quarterbacks, right? Or seeing the value that, Austin Eckler had to the Los Angeles Chargers. How many times do you see Justin Herbert dump it off and Austin Eckler score?
Yep.
I know he's very popular. I'm not a big fantasy guy, but I know he's one of the favorite fantasy football players all the time because of the production that he puts out.
Yep.
And if you aren't getting paid for your production, then what are we supposed to be marking this on? If there's no level of, you made this, you got this amount of yards, you scored this amount of touchdowns, so on and so forth. Then it's completely arbitrary. And I said it was a farce before because it's creating a secondary salary cap on top of running backs, just like Eckler said. The number one, you see highs in receiver, highs in quarterback,
D-lineman,
highs in corner, defensive lineman, most guaranteed money here, longest deal there, And then all of a sudden, when it gets to the guy who is going to have 20 touches a game, it's like, hey, buddy, you really don't matter that much to our team.
Exactly. And if this is a case of monkey see, monkey do, the Patriots did this to the NFL because they were winning so much with random guys at the running back position. And the NFL is a copycat league if there's ever been a copycat league. But the problem is you all don't have Tom Brady. And you don't have Belichick's defense. So you can't really look at it like that. And I thought that started the run of teams really looking and saying, yeah, we'll use you for about 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 years, but you get any type of injury, i.e. Todd Gurley. We saw what happened with him and his deal. Kamara got hurt. He got his deal right before that, though, but he'll never get that deal again. And Zeke was ushered out of the door in Dallas and is still a free agent and has not been signed. I thought he was done 2 years ago, and there are still people that believe he can still give your team something. He probably can, but the simple fact is that at the number he wants, he's not going to get that because we have continued to devalue the in my opinion, other than quarterback, it's the second most important position in football because football 101 is run the football and stop the run. You have to run the football. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year. It was a lot because of Mahomes, but if they don't find Pacheco and insert him in that offense and he runs wild the last 7, 8, 9 weeks of the year, they don't get that far. They don't win the Super Bowl, but you still have to run the football. And you think about a guy like Dalvin Cook right now that's out, that hasn't been signed. Everybody thinks he's going to go to Miami. Then there's the Jets, and there's all these other, scenarios and reasons why. And I heard Boomer Esiason say that the Vikings they have a $7 million deal on the table for him right now. So it isn't like people don't have deals on the table. The Dolphins have a deal on the table for him right now. Austin Eckler is a guy, and I mentioned this last week when I talked about me thinking the Chargers might take a step back, that you're right. They let Austin Eckler go search the entire league all through free agency, and nobody gave him a deal. This is a guy that had 900 plus on the ground last year, 700 plus through the air, and he's only 27 years old. You know what they used to do, Martin Weiss? They used to say, well, once you get to 30, you're never going to get that. He's 27, bro. He's 3 years away from that, so you can't use the age anymore. So to your point, what is it? Why y'all doing this like this?
Is it? Let's just think back.
Yeah, you're rubbing your temples. Look at you like
I'm trying to off the top of my
crazy.
head. I was in Las Vegas, I believe, doing this show, and we saw that it was the Chiefs and the Raiders game, and then the Tennessee Titans followed that up as they were approaching a playoff berth because they were going to win the NFC South or win the AFC South. Josh Dobbs was the quarterback, the guy they had just called in to bring because Malik Willis wasn't getting it done. And Ryan Tannehill was hurt or benched or something. Ryan Tannehill was hurt. The Tennessee Titans have won the division or qualified for the playoffs in the AFC off the top of my head the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. Have been one of the more day in, day out competitive teams in the AFC without having necessarily the championship level of, but in terms of winning the division, getting invited to the dance. Part of the reason why is because Derrick Henry is in the last 7 years has ripped off a 75-yard run on week 17 or week 15 on Thursday Night Football because nobody wants to hit him.
Nope.
Right? I'll talk to Will Blackman about this. He does media, former NFL defensive back, played for the Giants, won a Super Bowl with the Giants. Yep. He said, man, part of the reason why running the ball is effective is not only just because of like the change of pace and all of that, but it's like, after 3 quarters of coming down and hitting this guy,
physicality.
My arm hurts. Yep. I don't want to do it anymore. I can't feel my elbow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then Derrick Henry, built like a truck, is running right down the seam at you.
Yeah.
And you've got to do something about it. You got to step up, and it's cold outside, and the weather sucks. Yeah. Right? And you're like, you know what?
You got a nagging shoulder injury from week 6 you've been playing with. This is what you got to lead with to hit this guy. Yeah.
We just watched quarterback. We didn't watch. We'll talk about it in a second. I watched it. Quarterback on Netflix, right? You go back and look at all those Kirk Cousins games. How many times are you sitting back there and looking at him saying, yeah, Dalvin, go Dalvin, run Dalvin, keep going Dalvin, keep going Dalvin, keep going Dalvin. And then you're, Dalvin Cook 75-yard touchdown reception.
Give it to the horse.
Right? But legitimately. VJ, as you watch the series, pay attention to that.
I will.
It'll be something that you can't miss. Because, I'm not saying, obviously, Kirk Cousins, he had a good season last year, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying, but a lot of it, of the Netflix, of him on the go Dalvin, run Dalvin, go Dalvin, go Dalvin, go. Right? And it's just some of it.
He knows. He knows. And he's got Justin Jefferson. But he knows.
It just is mind-boggling to think about how important a running game is, right? How important a running game is to a football team. And you see a guy like Joe Mixon, who has been a lead back in 2 of the last 3 AFC Championship games.
Yep.
And he's just like, you know what? Hey, good luck. Good luck. We'll see you when we see you, Joe. We got no business for you. We got no. Oh, would you like? You want more money? Your contract is up.
Yep.
How dare you?
Yep.
How dare you even think that you would be able to sign for I don't know, $5 million?
Yep. We have Joe Burrow. We have Jamar Chase. We have Higgins. You want to go? Okay,
Yeah.
we can find somebody to turn it, but that's part of the problem, though. That we can find somebody and turn the hand the ball to. That's the problem.
But I don't believe it's 100% true.
No, I don't either.
Like, all right, you talk about Pacheco, 7th round pick.
Yep.
Almost Mr. Irrelevant. Ran his ass off last year. How much of that is because there's no safeties in the box because Patrick Mahomes is his quarterback? If you put Isaiah Pacheco on the New York Jets with their quarterback scenario, do you think that they're running to the Super Bowl? Because I don't think so. Kerry Rhodes was in here. Maybe we could ask him if he's still around what he thinks. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think that Mike White and Zach Wilson could get it done.
No, absolutely not. And when you look at some of the contracts, I got them put up right here. Bijan Robinson, a rookie this year, $13 million. Christian McCaffrey, 12. Kamara, 11. Aaron Jones, 10. Chubb, 10. Henry, 10. Mixon 10.
That's the thing. There's the cap.
That's the cap right
10.
there. Yeah, it's
and
like
they
10.
decided that this is the most you can make at this position.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, if I was the head of the NFLPA, we're not leaving the room until this is solved. We have got to figure this out.
Yep.
Because here's the deal. I don't have necessarily a big problem if you're a backup running back, a seventh round pick. Isaiah Pacheco, to that example. Right now, he can make a look. He doesn't. I get it.
Probably makes like $1-2 million. Yeah.
If that. But I get that, okay? You found the rookie. But when you find the guy that runs you through the division, a la Ezekiel Elliott, okay? We got to figure out a way so where the best players on the field are getting compensated as such. Because often Eckler talking about how he's making less than the third receiver on the field is like, what are we talking about?
Bonkers.
Braxton Berrios, who VJ said about 10 minutes ago the Jets were going to miss greatly in special teams, may sign more than what Joe Mixon just did.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Eckler's only making $6 million this year. So $6 million to your number one running back on a team that people think is going to make a good playoff run. They went to the playoffs last year and gave up the big lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars and lost the wild card game. But a team that people are really high on because of their quarterback. A lot of people don't like their coach, including the gentleman sitting right next to me here to the right. I think he probably should be fired also at some point this year if he doesn't turn that thing around there. But here's the guy who you're using through the air and on the ground. So he had more receiving yards than the number 3 receiver. He finished with 722 last year through the air. How is he getting paid less than the guy that he caught more receiving yards for, and he's not even a receiver? He's not even a receiver, and he's getting paid less. So I did hear an argument earlier this morning where somebody said, if you're going to work this out in the CBA, and I'm with you, they need to give the Players Union and the CBA and get this worked out, but they're going to have to push and give back on something else. So it's tough, but I don't think it's changing, Martin, no time soon, man. I think this is where we are in modern NFL football for the running back. If my son wants to play running back, I'm telling him nope.
Note this. Bijan Robinson is the highest paid running back in the NFL right now.
Haven't played a game yet.
Only because he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
That's it. And we saw the world lose its mind when the Lions and, there's 3 backs taken in the first round?
Yeah.
We had the Lions and Bijan, and I think somebody else, maybe just 2.
Might have been. If there was a third, it was later. I know Gibbs was 12, though, and that was the
him,
shocker.
Jameer, it's shocker until you put that tape on.
No, I mean, he's a different guy, but he's still going to – but to your guy's point, this is almost like when we had this conversation with Jimmy Graham.
Oh, the tight end position.
The tight ends position, they were underpaid for a while, too, and they were able to manage to change that, but now it's the running backs' turns.
Yep.